Welcome to the Jersey Shore Podcast, Special Election Edition, because we think this is the most critical election of our lifetime. We decided to get off our butts, get out of the studio, and ask the voters directly what their thoughts are on this election with 3 simple questions. We wanted to give the voters a voice during early voting. Here they are.
Do you trust the mainstream media?
No,
No?
absolutely not.
Care to elaborate on that?
I won't even do the mail-in votes when I come here and do it right in person.
With you.
Yeah,
All right. How do you feel about the election integrity? Are you comfortable with it?
not really.
No?
Voting in person has more benefits than I think mailing in or any other way. But we'll see. I mean, after what they just said, what happened in Orlando with the mailman throwing out the ballots.
I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah.
All right, and last question I have for you. What party do you think is going to steer this country in the right direction?
I mean, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump, even though I'm a union member. But I mean, I just the way the world's going with the war, and they did the inflation of food and everything else. It's just I can't trust Kamala Harris. Sorry, it's more of a trust thing for me right now.
I hear you. I got one follow-up question. Though. You know, because I'm in the Carpenters Union.
Huge state chance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, taking the questions. All right.
Good luck.
We're with the Jersey Shore Podcast. We're under the Patriots Prayer Network. So that's news that you can actually trust. We're the fastest growing network throughout the country, and podcasts all throughout the states in the country. So the Patriots Prayer Network, and we're the Jersey Shore Podcast.
Vote with your heart.
That's right.
Not what the news tells you to do.
Thank you very much, man. One question for you. Do you trust mainstream media?
Sure.
Sure. Do you care to elaborate on it at all?
Do I care to elaborate? Not really, but I can make decisions for myself, so I can tell when things are goofy, more or less.
Okay.
Do I believe everything I hear? No.
Okay. Next question is, how do you feel about the integrity of this election?
I trust it completely.
You trust it completely?
Yeah.
Okay.
I trusted the last one as well.
Okay.
So,
All right. And last question is, what party do you think would take this country, steer this country in the right direction?
do I want to answer that?
You don't have to if you don't want.
I don't really want to. I know which way I lean, but I always hope for the best with whatever party.
So,
I just hope.
gotcha.
You know.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the questions. I really appreciate it. This is the Jersey Shore Podcast on the Patriots Prayer Network.
Okay.
We have podcasts throughout the country. It's one of the fastest growing networks in the country right now. It's the PPN, Patriots Prayer Network.
Okay.
So thank you very much. Do you trust the mainstream media?
No,
No? Do you care to elaborate on that?
I think they lie.
Okay.
They lied in the past, and once somebody lies to you, you don't trust it. And once they continually lie to you, then the same goes for the people in the government too.
No, understood. Next question is, how do you feel about the integrity of this election? Are you comfortable with it?
Before,
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. All right. And then one more question for you. What party do you think is going to steer this country in the right direction from here on out? From this election forward?
The Republican Party.
The Republican Party?
Yeah.
Okay.
it's more than I'd say Trump. Because it's even people in the Republican Party you can't trust. You can trust Trump.
Yeah. I hear a lot of people saying that. A lot of people are saying that.
Yep.
Well,
I think if Kamala gets in, we're in for some serious trouble in our nation.
Well, I'll quietly agree with you with that one. So, but no, thank you very much. But my name's Damon Gallo with the Jersey Shore Podcast under the Patriots Prayer Network. We're one of the fastest growing networks in the country. We have podcasts throughout the entire country, and we're all under the Patriots Prayer Network. So if you go on the patriotsprayer.com on Rumble, there's always going to be a podcast on there, whether it's from Nevada, whether it's from Maryland, whether it's from Washington. You'll always see one of us on there. And we'll be streaming live all day on election day as well.
Okay,
So
great.
Patriots Prayer Network.
Patriot Prayer Network.
Yeah. Thank you
Okay.
very much for answering questions. Appreciate it. I was wondering, my name's Damon Gallo with Jersey Shore Podcast. I was wondering if you would answer 3 quick questions for me.
Go ahead.
First question is, do you trust the mainstream media?
No, I don't.
Care to elaborate on that?
Well, there's certain things, and I always go into this. Anybody that talks about censorship, I don't trust.
I hear you there.
Okay, if they're for censorship, but you have to learn how to look what the message is, and there's just too many things going on of the way they treat things. Like they need to do, one thing is they need to have an independent debate.
You're correct.
They shouldn't have a partisan, people that worked for certain people doing the debate.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
So I'm another question too. How do you feel about the election integrity? Are you comfortable?
I'm worried.
Worried?
I'm worried. I'll tell you a quick story. My cousin worked in a prison in Pennsylvania. The majority of the inmates were from Philadelphia. He knew two of them that every major election, they'd go to an office, they'd get an envelope filled with addresses. Okay. And they'd go to different districts and they'd vote. Okay. And these two guys, there was two of them, they said they voted for Ed Rendell 40 times in 2 elections.
I believe it. And then this last question is kind of redundant. So I already know the answer. What party do you think is going to steer this country in the right direction?
The Republican Party. Well, actually, yeah. Well, more so, but there's some people you have to go by the individual, but on a par, the Republican Party.
Right.
I always tell people the last Democrat I voted for in a primary was Jimmy Carter in 80, because I got to vote against Ted Kennedy.
I wasn't born until 81.
Well, this is 51 for me.
Yeah. So, well, just to let you know, my name is Damon Galdo from the Patriots Prayer Network.
Okay.
And, Jersey Shore Podcast under the Patriots Prayer Network.
Okay.
We're one of the fastest growing networks in the country. We're podcasters. We have podcasters through all the states in the country.
Yeah.
And all we do is seek the truth. That's why the first question was,
what?
Do you trust mainstream media?
I'm a Christian, but Aristotle said you want to trust the truth over any person. And what's the truth?
Yeah, there's always their side, and then the truth right in the middle.
So,
but thanks for answering my questions. Remember,
what's your name again?
Damon Galdo.
Damon?
Yeah, nice to meet you.
I'm Dave.
So,
okay. All right.
Just remember, Jersey Shore Podcast and Patriots Prayer Network.
Okay.
You can look us up. Thank you very much.
All right.
Damon Galdo, the Jersey Shore Podcast. I want to know if you answered any quick questions.
Okay.
You trust the mainstream media?
Well, especially
Yeah, I'm great on that.
Oh, really? I don't get all the facts.
knew your answer.
And it's more opinion than fact, so that's what I think.
My next question for you guys today, how do you feel about election selection?
In person, mail-in ballots,
You haven't heard a lot of different stories. Florida, PA, and all. So, last question is, what party do you think is going to drive this country in the right direction? Your great. We're not possible.
Oh, that's good there.
Again, my name's Damon Gallo. We're with Jersey Shore Podcast. We're under Patriots Prayer Network. We're one of the fastest growing networks in the country. We have podcasters in multiple states throughout the country. We're growing pretty fast. So we're going to be streaming all day on like you guys can check us out. And quick questions? Yeah, sure. Go ahead. My name is Damon Gallo, the Jersey Shore Podcast.
Yes.
So, first thing I want to ask, do you trust mainstream?
No.
Can you elaborate on that?
Why?
I'm a podcast. So yes.
Define mainstream. Is it all media? Is it all mainstream media?
I would say all mainstream. Whether it be CNN, MSNBC, Fox, BBC,
I would say no to most.
right? Next question is, how do you feel about election integrity?
don't have a choice. I vote, and my vote counts. That's all I can say. I don't know if it's, for the most part, who's trustworthy. Not entirely. There's probably people that should not be voting. You know, some